Hey guys, so many of you asked me about the grow lights that I use in my plant room, and well, I always have them linked in the description of my videos below, but a video presenting them will be useful, better understand what they are, how I use them, and so on. So, the grow lights that I use are these guys. They are Barinas, and they are advertised as being full spectrum. I cannot guarantee that though, I have never done the test. What I can tell you is that the plants do grow very well in my opinion under them, and they are also very nice to look at. You can see that I have two different color temperatures, right? Well, these LED tubes come in two color temperatures. One is advertised as white, but it's actually a light pink, and one is yellow. I find that the combination of these two spectrums is really nice to look at, and it's good for the orchids as well. I personally hate the purple grow lights. And you know what? They're not really needed for orchids. They can grow very well under this more white light as well. Each tube is about 60 centimeters long, and my shelves are a little longer than that, so you can see I have them placed kind of alternatively, just so I cover most of my shelf, of course with the brightest intensity in the middle. But that doesn't seem to matter much for my plants. The distance from them to the bottom of the shelf is 40 centimeters, so the distance between them and the plant can vary from 10 centimeters to 20 or so. They are not very bright lights. They have 10 watts each, if I'm not mistaken. So on the sides we have 20 watts of power, and in the middle 40 watts, but it is enough for my orchids, even for the vandas, even for the cattleyas. They are daisy chainable, so I have 4 here and 4 on the shelf below. So for this video, I actually have 2 connecting cables that light the entire shelf. I purchased these grow lights from Amazon USA, and I do not live in the USA, so even though they are quite affordable for what they are, in my opinion, and if you check the description you will see the link towards Amazon, I do have to pay a little more because of the import tax. The good thing is they can be purchased worldwide. Also, they do work with voltages from 110 to 240. The USA works on 110 or 120, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but the majority of the world is on 220 or 240. You don't have to worry about that. They do work with these voltages as well. All you need to do is purchase yourself an adapter plug because they do have the USA plug type, but it's really easy. If you go to a hardware store, I'm sure you'll find an adapter for your plug. As I was saying, you can find them on Amazon, maybe other places as well, but I, from the EU, don't really know where you can find them anywhere else. I do purchase them from Amazon. They do arrive pretty quickly. And the way that I have them mounted on my shelves is with double adhesive tape. Whether it's this type or an acrylic adhesive tape, they do work, they do stick to glass. But in the box that comes with them, you'll find a plethora of ways to attach them. From brackets that you can screw in pieces of wood to cable ties and all sorts of connectors. You have a lot of things in the box actually. If you want to create, let's say, a larger tube, you do actually have some tiny connectors that will just look seamless, so you can actually connect 2 of these LED tubes to create a longer one. I run them 12 hours a day. It is not healthy for plants to have your grow lights on all of the time. They will not grow faster. You will just mess up their photosynthesis rhythm, their respiratory rhythm. They do different things at night compared to daytime. So no matter what type of light you use, orchids and any other plant need their sleepy time, need their nighttime, at least 12 hours a night. Bonus, in the meantime, Barina came out with even shorter tubes. So the footage you just saw, which by the way is 1 year old, in that footage I showed you the 60 centimeter long or 2 feet long Barina tubes. These are their 30 centimeter long or 1 foot long grow lights, which, guess what, fit perfectly in a very popular IKEA shelf used for plants. This is the D12 shelf, and I have 2 shelves placed together here, as you can see. They are perfect for this shelf, and they do have the same spectrum, or at least color temperature, as the other tubes, the pink and the yellow. I do believe in recent times Barina started to describe the pink tube as pink, not white, which is good, but still I prefer the combination of the two because it gives that sweet appearance to the light while still providing the red and blue wavelengths for my plants. and I have grown under them all sorts of orchids, from Cattleyas to Vandas to Phalaenopsis. They do great and absolutely replace natural light for these orchids. I'm not sure about other plants, although I do grow some Hoyas successfully under Burina lights as well. They seem to enjoy it, and sometimes they even get that red anthocyanin pigmentation, but I'm not sure about more demanding plants. With orchids, I didn't have any type of issue. The plants have flowered beautifully, the foliage looks very, very nice. I did not see any deficiencies related to light or anything of the sorts, and price-wise, it's absolutely worth it. I know on the market there are all sorts of grow lights which can be quite expensive, which I'm sure are perfectly fine as well. And in a setting where you have a basement that needs a lot of light, yes, maybe those solutions are more efficient and you don't have to buy as many products to obtain the same amount of light. So in those conditions, I can see using a much stronger grow light. But in these cabinets and under the Visto shelves, which by the way, they're all IKEA, these are perfect. You do not want to have anything very, very strong because they can literally overheat plants inside these cabinets, and your plants most probably will become super red with anthocyanin, and that's a little bit stressful. So for cabinets like these and very short distances, you need to go for a dimmer, let's say, solution when it comes to artificial light. And this is the best that I found. So alrighty, that's about it. Tell me in the comments below what artificial light or grow light you prefer to use. Or if you're using Burinas, tell me how everything is going with your orchids. In the description, I'll link you to the Amazon link, and there you will see you have two options, let's say, of packages, a package with 4 LEDs and a package with 8 LEDs. Also, you will have an option to purchase the yellow one and also the so-called white one, which is actually pink. So do keep that in mind. You have a few options to choose from there. Don't just purchase the default, because I'm not sure what the default is set on. And in the end, I'm not sponsored by Burina, sadly. I wish I were. I purchased all of my grow lights myself. They weren't very cheap for me, but if you live in the United States, they will be considerably cheaper for you. I find that they are worth it. I really like how the color rendition is. Everything that has red, purple, even yellow or golden is just so intensified and looks so nice, really. All of these colors just pop. It looks very whimsical, and from all the grow lights I ever used, I really do prefer these ones. Again, I cannot guarantee you that they are full spectrum, to be fully honest, but I can tell you they're nice to look at and the plants grow very well. Even Cattleyas and even some Vanda orchids bloomed under them. So that's what I use, and I would recommend them to a friend because I do believe they're quite wonderful. Alrighty, that's it. Bye!